But it's a
It's
liberal
not
commercial.
It don't take much to
liberal.
offend liberals, though.
What'd you
Go
say?
ahead. It don't take much to offend them. Look at her face.
All right,
bro.
I'm not.
You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, SEANTANA, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
What's going on? This episode is sponsored by True Strength Apparel. Make sure you go to www.truestrengthapparel.com. Check out all the latest gear, man. This is the time you want to buy. It's spring. We're moving into the summer, the cool, the breezy season. Man, Aaron Simpkins got some really great designs for spring and summer, so make sure you check it out. DJ Jeremiah is rocking the True Strength graffiti look, so make sure that you go to the website. Support. We got the Trackstarz code, Trackstarz 20 off. That's for life, right?
Yep.
So you can go use that code, get 20% off your purchase
Trackstarz
at
20.
the register. And then always, man, this is sponsored by Wonder Years, right? The release is coming soon. We are almost
man.
there, man. This has been long anticipated. Wait for the homie SEANTANA. I'm rocking the Wonder Years t-shirt. We had the listening session, so if you didn't get a chance to check it out, go back and look at Facebook Live or look at Periscope. We did it last night. It was really dope. Sean went crazy on the bars with some of the songs, so he got a chance to give us a nice little preview. So make sure you check it out. And then all things Trackstarz, go to www.trackstarz.com. Follow us on Twitter @Trackstarz, Instagram @Trackstarz. Like the Facebook page. Download the podcast each and every Monday. Subscribe to us on YouTube, man. That is big. We really need you to do that. So make sure that you do all the things that we need you to do to support this Trackstarz universe so we can keep this thing going full time. All right?
All right. So, a lot has happened this week, but we want to talk about what happened. You guys know about the Pepsi ad?
Oh yeah.
You heard
Yep.
about that? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've
Haven't
Uh-huh.
seen it all the way through.
Oh dang. I need to
Okay.
watch
We
it.
talked about it for a little bit yesterday.
It's
But
2 minutes long.
somebody was showing me a
Oh.
snippet,
It's
but
actually
then
nice looking. Like,
Yeah.
the way
Yeah,
they
it
got
does
it
look
is
nice.
nice.
So there was a lot of controversy. So I wanted to get everybody's take on it. What do you think about it? Do you guys? So do you know what the problem was, Ryan?
I do.
Okay.
There was two different angles that were presented to me. One was that it came from a political standpoint, right? So it was like a major company taking a political stance, which could make a lot of consumers mad. And then the other is that it makes fun of protesters and the fact that they're trying to do something positive.
Doesn't make fun of them, but people got offended by it.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your thing? Because I mean, you tweeted about this. You actually
I put
you wrote a
Facebook.
Facebook post,
Yeah.
you like
A
said
note
some
from
stuff.
back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, man, I had to really, when I looked at it, I was like, okay, what's the problem? Because in what I've learned over the years, people protest about everything.
Yeah.
It's not just a Black Lives Matter situation. Everybody protests about any type of situation. So when I saw it, I was like, okay. And then I asked those questions because I'm like, when you watch it, if you're not looking at it from with an agenda in mind, like I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that. When you just watch the commercial, it's like, okay, they processing, a bunch of people come together, different races, different genders, different nationalities, everything coming together to protest and everything like that. The thing I did have a problem with is when you realize it, like, okay, so if I had a Pepsi, everything would be good, and like this situation, like whatever we protesting against, if we had Pepsi, it'd be all good. You know what I mean? So I think that's the problem. But when I start seeing other agendas, I'm like, I just don't agree with it because I feel like it was just a commercial. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's my agenda. That's my thought. So,
What you think, Miracle?
You know, I understand.
don't look at me like that.
It was beautiful, you know, I guess, what is it? Cinnamon. How do you say it?
Cinematography.
There we go. Cinematography. Thanks, guys.
Cinnamon.
So it was very appealing to the eye. The beginning scenes were really nice to look at. Very beautiful.
About to trash this.
However,
Yeah, she is. She set it up for a good play.
no, however, I do think it was, you know, not the wisest. I understand the point in marketing is you want to put, in advertising is you want to put a heart behind something, like something that people can relate to, some reason that people want to buy your product other than just for the fact of purchasing a product. And so what they tried to sell was peace and love and all that type of stuff. I think that's what they were trying to communicate, but that's not what happened. to me, they just trivialized a much larger issue, and they try to just put everything into one big situation, and that's just not.
So let me change the commercial a little bit and tell me if you still react the same way. Take out the Jenner girl. You still feel the same way?
Put
Is
Beyonce.
it a white woman?
It's Beyonce.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's still a white woman. What happens?
That's the
I still
problem.
have the same problem.
A black woman. Asian.
It still would be a no.
It's gonna be all right.
No. I wouldn't say it's all right. It's different. It changes the dynamic.
So if it was a black
It
girl,
doesn't
you
make
wouldn't
it
feel like
okay.
Pepsi was still taking advantage of the
No,
situation.
it still doesn't make it okay, but it's not the same tone.
So the
as
white girl
bad of a
makes it
tone.
bad. Okay, let me
She
take.
gives a more of an edge to it.
Let me take. Okay, what if you take the police line out of it? The one where she's
What
face
would
to face.
replace the police line?
It's just the crowd. The whole commercial was just them in the crowd.
Oh well, that's
happy with
like
Pepsi.
every commercial.
But it's still
like
a
Coca-Cola.
protest. Still a protest. Still signs. Everything. It's just no police line.
And they just like pick up a Pepsi and everyone starts shouting and
Picks
screaming.
up a sign says Pepsi. You know whatever.
I would just feel like the march was a parade
Okay.
for the Pepsi, and it wouldn't be weird.
But it wasn't like they was holding up signs. When I seen it, it was no sign that said Black Lives Matter. All lives
What
matter.
did the sign
No,
say?
They said
it just
join
said
the
join the
Join the
conversation,
conversation.
which is very vague, and it's
But that's their
basically,
slogan.
Yeah.
just to be a blanket kind of.
And they had peace, like a
To
peace
go for
symbols.
everybody.
And that's why I was like, it doesn't apply to no. In my opinion, it doesn't apply to nobody.
No, it does. They were trying to reach each side.
They were trying to
Yeah.
put them all
and
in.
make it a blanket
The
statement.
the travel ban, Black Lives Matter.
That's why they
gay
had
rights.
But
transgender.
when I'm saying it to me, it looked like come together and march, and then we drink Pepsi.
They're trying
But
to
if
show
it was
you.
come together, they wouldn't have had the opposition with the police guard. See, that's the element that made it not just,
But police,
we're happy, we're together.
We gotta stop that. Police at every protest, any protest that happens,
But
police
this is
are
where
there.
this is where some people got offended. At Black Lives Matter protests, they're never without the right gear. That line never looks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think it was like, what is this? This ain't what we deal with. I don't know what kind of
But that's what I'm
friendly
saying. That-
protest
but that's
y'all
why I'm
go to.
asking. That's why I
But
asked
this
the
is
question.
serious.
That's why I asked the question on my Facebook account. Was like, is this like more racial? Because to me, when I seen the video, it wasn't like I made the statement was protest. When people protest, there are always law enforcement there to make sure it doesn't get out of control in general.
You
regardless
think
of
that's
what
why
that
they're there?
protest is.
Have you ever been to a protest?
I haven't.
Okay. Has anybody else been
Yes,
to?
I
Like you've been
have.
to one?
Yeah.
Okay. I think some of the problem, the reason why Black Lives Matter people got offended is that's not how it looks
It's not that
when
peaceful.
it's us.
I see
Yeah.
what
You
you
know
mean.
what I'm saying?
I see what you
So
mean.
it just feels like, and then they showed the picture of Martin Luther King
With a
in the riot.
Pepsi.
They showed the girl getting arrested,
yeah.
and it's like that's not how it looks to
Yeah.
us. I don't know. And,
And
I've been to some.
That was
where-
the West Hollywood.
I've been to
protest.
somewhere it was like about abortion or it was
Yeah.
about this and that, and it's a little lighter. You
Yeah.
know
Did we
what I mean?
show up with guitars though? And like, did we show
Ready
up with
to
a
play
band?
music.
You ever saw when they did Occupy All Wall Street? When they did Occupy Wall Street, they
Yeah, it was a little bit
protested.
different,
They
yeah.
had like
Sometimes
they were
it is
playing
a party,
music.
yeah.
They were different things. So that's what I'm saying.
And I
Black
remember
Lives
there
Matter. Black Lives Matter does have music
Yeah,
when they're
there's
protesting.
They
times
show
of
up with
that
guitars
too.
and stuff.
But
People, they do music.
yeah, but there's
Okay.
Protest.
here's the problem. I think when the police line came, that's when it was like, wait a minute, no, that's not right. Because you're basically saying, I think part of it though, I don't think we're ready yet to say, oh, it's all good. You know what I mean? I think there's still sides. There's people who
That's
are
real.
all police side,
That's real.
and then there's
Oh,
people who
yeah.
are all the protester side. And to basically say, oh, this could all get fixed with a Pepsi, I think that's like,
It's
no,
too-
it can't.
It's too soon.
I think
No,
what they
it
were
can't.
trying to do is they were trying to promote peace. They were trying to say if you look at every aspect of this commercial where we have every race, every gender, every ethnicity represented, if we all come together, we can have peace. And the Pepsi was supposed to be like that passing of the torch almost, in my opinion, when I saw it.
Olive
Yeah, the
branch.
peace
Yeah.
offering.
Well,
It
one
looked
of
like
the
a peace
things
offering.
they actually said to
Peace pipe.
people was that it was supposed to be a global ad that reflects people from different walks of life coming together in a spirit of harmony, and we think that that's an important message to convey.
You
So
know what
that's
the
they
real
initially
the
said.
real meeting was? The real Pepsi meeting? How do we make a Coca-Cola ad? Remember the Coca-Cola ad?
Oh, yeah.
We see the world. is
Yeah,
a-
that's what they
Showing
were
my age.
trying to do.
Yeah.
They were like, this is probably a good time, and Miracle doesn't know what we're talking.
Yeah, I know.
No, I know what you're talking about.
She went to the museum, so that's what she knows.
No, but that commercial was huge. You know what I mean? That was very impactful, and I think they were like, "This is a good time for us to one up Coke and do it for a new generation."
Poor things.
Failed. And
So here's the real question. You just asked her. So if it was a black woman and she had to, what happens if here it is?
It would still be problematic.
What if she was a black woman and the police officer gave her a Coke and she threw it down? She poured it out and then they give it a Pepsi and they like the Pepsi. Would that have been a problem?
That would
Changing
have
a lot.
been a problem.
I mean, that's first of all, that's multiple dynamics happening.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand the beginning of the commercial. What was the importance of her taking off her blonde wig and jumping out?
She got
to the
real.
crowd?
She got real.
Okay, in my
what does that have to do
personal
with anything?
That was her taking off like
The
whiteness.
white woman. Yeah.
For real.
But that's
like,
what
why
Pepsi wanted
why
to say.
couldn't she keep on her blonde wig? Why was that imperative? She could
Because
have
she
taken off
wasn't
her
real.
lipstick.
She wasn't real. She wasn't herself in that blonde wig. That's what I'm guessing they were trying to say.
Okay, but it could communicate a deeper message because, I mean,
But ain't
come
she
on,
still white?
the racial climate. She is, but it's still
But
it's
taking
still
off her
like
hair
a,
doesn't mean.
Yeah, I think it
no,
was
but
saying
it's a
we're taking off our covering.
It's a
What?
The
You're getting
covering.
Way too deep.
No, seriously,
What
like
kind of
take off your
Covering.
covering
This ain't like
of
church.
unholy
all
covering.
these different, not like that. I'm talking about covering of
Explain
all
to
your groups, all your organizations, everything that you pretty much stand for that is divisive in this country, and let's come together. for
It's
peace.
amazing that
But
this is a liberal commercial. This
this-
is liberal to the core, and people still have a
no.
problem with it.
They may have tried to make it liberal, but it offended people who were liberal. So
Yeah,
clearly,
but I don't. But it's
it's
a liberal
not
It don't take
commercial.
much to
liberal.
offend liberals, though.
What'd you
Go
say?
ahead. It don't take much to offend them. Look at her face.
All right,
though.
I'm not gonna even
Look at her face, though. Go ahead.
address that because I don't know what angle to take. But anyway, but no, there is a like media. There are different things that media people do to communicate subconscious things.
Yeah.
So we may be like, oh, that's too dramatic to say they're taking off whiteness. When people like do things in media, they are intentionally trying to communicate an image subconsciously to you. So for me, the first thing I saw was, oh, she's taking off either her whiteness or her white privilege or whatever was trying to happen. That's just from a media standpoint,
I thought taking off.
from my perspective.
I thought taking off like Hollywood or taking off the bright lights and becoming a real person. That's kind of what vibes with me a little bit more. When I started take off the wig, I didn't see it as.
And then she handed it to a black woman. You didn't see that part?
But the black woman wasn't gonna put it on.
It doesn't matter.
like her
why
assistant.
are you handing it?
Hey man,
See,
we have.
if you're gonna do a commercial
You think
that
that
is
was
dealing with
placed
race
on purpose?
and gender and all that, I
That
don't
might
care
have been
whether
her
it was
actual
purpose or
assistant.
not. It
Yeah.
might have, but that was dumb on their part. They
Boy,
should have looked
there-
at that and
okay.
said,
Her giving
We
the
have
blonde
Soul
wig to the
Candy's
blonde-
little brother
wig
over
to
here.
a
Hold on,
black
hold on.
Dying.
woman.
Hold on.
Just throw it off.
There-
Why the black woman can't walk up with you in the crowd? Why she gotta stay back?
Because she's the assistant.
She's at work.
Y'all, come on, think of all of
She
the.
should be grateful.
Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all just pretend
working with the-
everything is happy
She
go
got
lucky.
that extra check.
Have fun with that.
It don't have to be happy-go-lucky, but I feel like when she takes off this wig, right? Like I don't know. I mean, honestly, that's a good angle to take. I understand why you're going from that angle. It makes sense. You know what I mean? It looks like that. I can understand the symbolism, but at the same time, I don't think that was the vibe.
That
I-
may not been the vibe.
I
They
thought
should
the
be more
vibe-
intelligent.
I thought the
What?
vibe was
With how
like
they do
I'm
things.
she's think about where she is before she goes out, right? Like
She's
She's
taking
on a photo
she's on a
shoot.
photo shoot.
Yeah.
She's at the photo shoot. She's taking a whole bunch of photos.
It's taking off the
Yeah, and so at that point, she's like, you know what? Like, I see a real situation going on. I'm gonna stop being Hollywood for
But-
a second and join the conversation.
They
Yeah.
didn't show her taking off her garments and changing her clothing.
Well, that's
So what
that's
was
a different
so-
that's
no,
a different
I'm
commercial.
saying, but what was so imperative about the wig? She could have just wiped off her, lipstick. That could have been it.
Because that's not
You
the
know
real
what I mean?
her.
She didn't. Well, here's
But
the
what
thing.
I'm saying is there's
She didn't do a great job of wiping off that lipstick.
She didn't. She didn't.
I wouldn't have understood what she did that for, honestly.
She didn't. I'm just saying. I mean, it doesn't have to be their angle, but I just
But here's the
like
question:
media
if they were trying to say taking, what does that mean? You're offended
means-
by it, but what does that mean?
No, I'm not
Taking
offended.
off her
I'm not
whiteness.
offended. I'm saying it may have been what they were trying to communicate. And what I picked up on is, okay, now she handed it to a black woman. Now, you can interpret that however you want to.
How do you interpret
But
that?
I'm just saying, like, it's kind of this weird.
Ever since she watched
I don't
Roots,
know.
man.
Yeah,
she
I
been-
know.
No. I,
No.
guys,
Bit different.
no, I've
No.
taken classes in like media criticism, like
Uh-huh.
Got
and
you,
stuff like
got
that,
you.
and I've
Okay.
learned like how like people
Certified.
behind these things. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
saying
that-
I'm
okay.
certified.
There was intentional
no.
things. Think about what
Makes
happened.
sense.
They were very
makes
intentional.
sense.
They had every minority group represented.
That's real.
They
That's
had the
intentional.
lady taking pictures with her
Her
hijab,
hijab.
and they had the cop was not a white guy. Did you notice that?
It was like Mexican.
I don't know. I think he may have been Middle
He
Eastern.
was ambiguous,
but that
No,
was
he has it
intentional.
right.
All of,
but he was racially ambiguous. We don't know what he is, but
all of that
That's
was
what he
very
said. Oh, yeah,
intentional,
he
and
was-
it still failed. So like, what could they not have done this? Like, is this just off limits?
I
this
think
whole-
I
this-
think I think the cops.
if it were a kid,
I think the cops being there was like too much. I think if you just show protest and people were
I think
taking
they
stuff
would've gotten
off
away with
and
it.
people kept walking
They
and they
could've
were just
gotten away
walking and it said unity, whatever, they would have been fine. But
Okay.
the
I
cops
don't-
made people.
I don't know.
I think the
It's
cops
nobody
made.
would have a protest
here's the other thing though.
without
why-
any opposition.
Why is the
That's true.
What was her name? Not Kylie
Kendall?
Kendall.
Kendall, yeah.
Why
Kendall
is
Jenner.
she getting blamed for this? I was
Yeah,
I was
I
watching
don't know
I was
that
watching the news
I have no
and
idea.
everybody was talking about it as if
She came up with a.
Wrote
made
it.
the commercial.
Yeah.
And I was
I
like,
have no
what is
idea.
this? You think she had anything to do with this but show up at 12, take this thing off, and walk through this crowd?
Yeah.
She had nothing to do with
I think
that.
she was selected on purpose.
She was selected.
Oh, of course.
because
Of
But to put the
course, of her
blame on
family.
her.
Yeah,
like,
because her family is probably one of the most self-centered families,
They're
right?
American royalty.
And they don't really get involved with a lot of these situations. And for
Which
her
is
to like
problematic.
pop into this conversation is basically like
was
saying, look,
tryna-
if
you're
she can, you can.
yeah, you know what I mean. If the
Oh.
most self-centered individuals on earth,
Oh, I
right,
didn't take it that far, y'all.
can stop thinking about
You took it far enough.
Yeah.
can stop thinking about themselves for a minute and start getting involved in
reality.
world
Yeah,
reality and
join
then
the
world
But it
conversation.
took, but it
Join
took
the
a cute
conversation.
guy. It took a cute guy to be like, come on. She was staring at that crowd for a good while. It couldn't
I didn't
take
see a
her
lot of
own
cute
self-
guys.
Motivation.
It was an
It
Asian guy.
It
Yeah, I
was
didn't
an
notice any
Asian
cute guys
guy.
either.
It was an
It was
Asian guy.
an Asian guy with his little cello or whatever on his
musician.
back,
Yeah,
and he was
That was a cute guy?
playing his
I
little
didn't
song
notice
in the
any of that.
beginning. Yeah, he was a cute guy,
there we go.
and he looked.
You now have
at
miracles
her.
type. Talk to me.
Y'all, you're petty.
Go for it.
Anyway,
Petty Jackson.
and then he looked at her and he did the little head nod. She couldn't use her own brain, her own willpower to be like, oh, this looks interesting. Let me see what's going to
So
go
you think she
happen.
joined the conversation because there was a cute guy?
So wait,
That's exactly
wait,
what
hold
she
on, wait, hold on.
did.
No.
No, wait, hold on.
Y'all
Wait, hold
didn't
on.
see her look at that guy.
Wait,
It
hold
wasn't
on.
a girl that was like,
Nah.
oh, girlfriend, come over here.
That's real.
Her
That's real.
assistant
Wait, hold
wasn't
on,
telling
hold
her
on,
to
hold
You
on.
come
got to
over
get
there.
below the
Well,
surface. That's
wait,
real.
hold
You
on.
gotta pay
First off,
attention.
That's
he
real.
didn't, he wasn't like looking up and down. He was like, come on, like he did a head nod. Like,
He
come
sure
on.
did, and
So
she
it was like,
followed
and
him.
she followed,
She
but it wasn't
sure
like
did.
he's cute. Oh my god, I gotta go.
But you got to get
No,
it though.
but
Like
he is
like
attractive. It doesn't have to be blatant.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
wouldn't have
physical,
noticed that.
yeah.
I didn't get that.
Okay.
No,
either.
no, no, no. Do you think? Because on the
He's
flip side,
attractive.
honestly, from that perspective, it's different. If it was a dude standing there, right, then there was a nice looking girl who's taking care of herself, right? So she was.
We know that would have been the situation.
You would have followed
She
her.
was over. No, not me.
Not you, but the guy. the guy.
but
The guy.
a regular guy, right?
The
And she
hypothetical
look-
guy.
Yeah, the hypothetical guy. She looks
Right.
over, she winks, right, and she's like, "Yo, come join the conversation." Right?
Or like,
At
hair
that
flip.
point, he probably would have left, joined the conversation, right? And then all of us would have been like, "He didn't really care about that conversation. He joined because of that girl."
But that's
and I
what,
think
like,
that's what you're saying.
This is like
Yeah.
like
It's
1
not
second
that-
of the video.
Yeah.
Like,
Guys, everything is intentional. Literally, whoever came up with this, they were trying to create and craft a story.
you're saying it was in the
It could
failure.
have been a girl. It could have been a girl.
The failure was intentional.
may
Because
have not
you're
been
giving
the-
them a lot of credit
Yeah, that's
for
true.
the failure that this thing ended up being.
These people are marketing little gurus.
Well,
Okay.
they're not that good.
Well, clearly. But they know something. For them to be working for Pepsi, they have studied. They know what things mean. They're not ignorant. So anything they're doing is with intention.
So
think
if
it
Some
was-
things
if
might
they're
have
so
been
good, then how did they fail that bad?
They wanted
because
conversation out
they
of this.
may not be a part
So
of the
you
conversation
think
themselves.
They failed on purpose.
I think they knew they were using controversial tactics to reach a mass group of
and
people.
you didn't think
and
think
I
they
think
failed on purpose.
They didn't fail on
if
purpose.
you dissect this, if you study this, you know just by the whole layout of the commercial, it's going to be offensive to a bunch of
I don't
people.
think
No.
Because
Oh,
let me
yeah,
tell
you
you
do.
this.
You
Even
do.
with
Have
You
you ever
don't
looked
feel
at the
like
commercial
Why
without
would you
sound?
want to fail? Like they're getting destroyed in the media right now. Why would you want that?
Have you guys ever looked
I-
at the commercial
I
without
truly-
sound?
who has been
believe-
talking about Pepsi?
Yeah, but no,
Before
I don't
this.
want it. Are y'all drinking Pepsi stuff? Nobody
No.
wants it.
Yeah.
He don't
It's
let
a
us put it on the
failure.
We
table.
I
had
mean,
Pepsi
but-
products at your party last night.
Got no Pepsi.
Yeah, Coke.
Oh God.
This is Coke Town here.
We had a
No.
7-Up. 7-Up is a.
I don't do
Pepsi,
any
right?
carbonated drinks, guys.
We should be drinking Pepsi or Coke. They both not good for you.
They both bad for the community.
Exactly.
Maybe she gave the cop Pepsi to kill us.
Oh,
Crazy.
And then he
That'd
looking
be-
like,
But no, seriously, I really think that's what it was.
that just got
They
real
knew that
quick.
was
because y'all
gonna
know
happen.
she don't be drinking Pepsi
That's
like
what they
that.
really see. Like you can make up whatever you want and make
Any
it be like they
narrative works in this
really wanted
situation.
to say.
No. Certain things are there. You just have to.
okay.
be
I
willing
will
to
say
see
this
it.
though, Miracle's right. He is a Middle Eastern man.
I said that.
Oh, okay, well, he is a Middle Eastern man,
But
which
he
I,
won't say you're right.
and he's not smiling, so he's looking like, what's going on?
No,
Like,
but the reason
Until
it
he drinks
was
that Pepsi and he's
Trump
like, oh,
country
everything's
again?
they
cool.
were trying to avoid controversy by not making him a typical white cop.
Yeah.
They did that on
That's
purpose.
real.
I just
Did
also
y'all
want to state the fact that I don't understand why the Muslim woman in the beginning. I was paying attention to everything.
Talk to her.
Why did she have to be angry? Granted, she's just angry about her
She was
creation not working.
frustration,
She was
yeah.
frustrated. But they could have again, there's little things that if you wanted to communicate people of other like cultures or races in a, very
She's smiling at the
loving
end.
way. Yeah, in the end, but in the beginning, those are intentional like things that they could have thought about. There's already a negative stigma. I don't know what's happening right now.
And he flicks me on the
There you
shoulder.
go. Whatever it is in my mouth now.
It was an ant.
There's already a negative stigma, right? That's over that community. So I'm just saying they could have been more intentional about
I think I'm
each
following
thing.
you now. I don't think it's intentional, but I do think some of their presuppositions leaked into the commercial, right? So imagine this. This happened with the
That's- yeah, I see what you're
with
saying.
one of the Disney movies.
I can understand that.
What's the one with the animals?
Lion King.
Oh,
No.
talking about the
Zootopia.
Zootopia.
Yeah, that's
So,
racist little thing.
I watched the behind the scenes of it,
Low-key.
and they're talking about racial issues, and the
Right.
room is full of white people. I think that's what this was plagued by. I think it's just
That's
a
what I'm
room
saying, yeah.
full of well-meaning white people that
Planet
think
of
they
the Apes too. I don't watch Planet of the Apes. 'cause
they
it's
think
mad racist.
they think they know what we need or what we care
It
about.
is.
Right.
And
they're not a part of the conversation.
They don't realize that
themselves.
some of their prejudices leaked into the characters that they put into the
That's
thing.
possible.
Even though they were trying their best. They well-meaning,
Right.
but
I
you just
don't know.
you can't hide it.
That's
what I
possible.
think happened.
That's very possible.
All right, let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Wright, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let go.